Did the narcissist ever love you? It's a question that many people ask once out of the relationship, once they've realised everything that they have been through within that relationship. The thing with a narcissist is they can treat you better than anyone ever has when things are going their way. And then they can treat you worse than anyone ever has when things aren't going their way. And then they blame you, they manipulate you into taking on all the responsibility of why they've treated you wrong, when it's nothing that you have done. A narcissist wants to condition you into believing that you are at fault for their actions, or that your reactions are to blame for their actions, when without their actions there would not be any reactions. Without their actions you would not be feeling the way you do. So it can be very confusing that they can treat you better than anyone ever has to treat you worse than anyone ever has. It can also be very confusing because a narcissist can put more time and effort in with a complete stranger than caring about their own family. So we can then question, well, how come they're being nice to them? It must be something I've done. We are led to believe that they love and care about us through their love bombing, through their idolization, through their future faking, through their mirroring. We are manipulated into believing that they care about us. So when they show us that they don't care about us, we question ourselves, we question our reactions, we question our thoughts, we question our feelings, and we don't question the very things they are doing to us. If we do question the very things they are doing to us, we blame ourselves. So this video is going to be all about, did the narcissist ever truly love you? Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you overcome narcissistic abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. So when it comes to love, when it comes to the meaning of love, that is personal to the individual person. And how we show love or how we receive love is also individual to the person. There are 5 different love languages, and people usually have a preference of a top 2 without even realizing that they have that preference. So one of these is words of affirmation. A narcissist is very good. They can come on very strong with the flattery, and if they are coming on very strong with the flattery, more often than not their top love language is words of affirmation. Why they are giving it to you, because behind that personality of that individual narcissist is that requirement of seeking excessive attention. Therefore, they are flattering those around them because they are expecting, because they feel entitled, they are expecting to receive compliments in return. And as so long as you are fulfilling their need of entitlement and excessive attention, and you are filling their need of those compliments, giving them that praise, everything will be okay. However, due to their lack of empathy and due to their sense of entitlement, as soon as they don't believe they're getting the attention they believe they're entitled to, things will no longer be okay. Most people can have the compassion, they can have the empathy to recognise that somebody is busy, somebody's got a lot on, that perhaps somebody's stressed out, which is what a narcissist will use against people. They will say, you know what I'm like, You know I'm stressed. You know I'm busy. The thing is, we don't recognise the intentions behind their behaviour. We recognise that people can be busy and we excuse their behaviour. Quality time is another one of the 5 love languages. So again, if this is one of the narcissist's top 2 love languages, when they come on, they can come on strong, wanting to spend a lot of time with you, wanting to treat you, calling you constantly, messaging you constantly. And if this is your love language too, you can be flattered by the attention you're receiving from them because you enjoy spending time with the person or people you care about. So when it's going a narcissist way, when you're doing what they want you to do, they will be happy. As soon as they are envious of other people. So as soon as they find something they're envious of or something they would prefer to do, they will drop you like a hot potato and move on to something or somebody else. And they lack the empathy to care for how that behaviour affects you. The giving or receiving of gifts is another love language. So some people really enjoy giving gifts. They might not enjoy receiving gifts due to their own personal beliefs. And some people really enjoy receiving gifts due to their own personal beliefs. So if this is one of the narcissist's top love languages, they are going to shower you with excessive gifts. However, they will expect gifts in return. Nothing a narcissist does is for the interest of the other person, is to benefit themselves. They will give so long as they can take. They do not give for giving's sake. Acts of service. Again, if this is a narcissist's top love language, they are going to expect you to treat them like a queen or treat them like a king. They are going to want you to serve them. They are going to want you to do everything for them, which is okay in a relationship when you've got that bit of give and take. However, again, because a narcissist feels entitled and because they only want to take, they will breadcrumb you, they will train you, they will devalue you so that you accept the bare minimum while they take the maximum from you. And physical touch. If this is the narcissist's top love language, this physical touch is to please themselves, not to please the other person. When it comes to love, it's based on the individual person, what their preferences for love are and what they believe love to be. However, there is conditional love and there is unconditional love. And with unconditional love, people often have empathy for the other person. People often have compassion for the other person. People are willing to listen to the other person, to comprehend what the other person is going through, to comprehend what the other person is telling them, to recognise that they wouldn't like something done to themselves, so they wouldn't do it to another person because they love that person unconditionally. And even if that person hurts them, even if that person treats them badly, they can still see the good within that person. They can still try to help that person, and at some point they can recognise that that person cannot be helped and they can walk away from that person, yet they can still care for them. They can still want the best for them, just far, far away from them. And just because someone can love one person unconditionally, if they empathise with other people, if they care about other people, but if they don't know other people and somebody does something not very kind to another person, because they don't know them, they can then not particularly care about that person. With a narcissist, it is that conditional love. While ever you are serving them exactly what they want, when they want it, they will give you that conditional love. As soon as things aren't going their way, they will withhold attention, affection, and support. They will withhold love. They will withhold compassion. They lack the object consistency to care for you on that deeper level. So with object consistency, when this is formed, usually in early childhood, if there is conflict, distance or disagreements, people can still usually love or care about the other person. With a narcissist, as soon as there is conflict, as soon as there is distance, they no longer have the ability to care about the other person. And their attachment styles, they attach in a whole different way to those who have a healthy attachment style. People who fear abandonment, people who are narcissists can fear abandonment. People who are not narcissists can fear abandonment. However, there are those who fear abandonment and love the other person unconditionally and do all they can to try and please the other person to make it work. And then there are those who fear abandonment that love the other person conditionally and do all they can to make the person dependent on them so that the person doesn't leave them. However, because that love is conditional, when that person isn't pleasing them, they will move on and find new supply. With a narcissist, they need to have at least 5 of the 9 characteristics to be classed as on the disorder. I shall link that video up here. You can also have people who just have high traits of narcissism. So you can have someone who is just excessively entitled. However, they still have the compassion to care for those that they love. They still have the compassion to think about the person they are close to feeling off, think about their children's feelings. When it comes to love, there are many different meanings behind it, which is personal to the individual. There will be those narcissists that are high on all 9 traits that just do not love. They can just show they do to meet a need of their own. And there is those who will love when it's meeting a need of their own. It all varies. The thing is, whether they loved you or not isn't going to change the situation. It isn't going to change what's happened to you, and it isn't going to change who they are as a person. If someone is willing to hurt you, if someone's willing to humiliate you, if someone's willing to walk out on you when you need them the most, if someone's willing to gaslight you, to distract you from reality, if someone's willing to get you in the doctors for depression, even though they're the one that is sending you that way, if someone's willing to withhold attention, affection and support, if someone is hurting you and says to you, that's who I am, or says, I'm sorry, if only you, when they get caught out on their behaviour, and then they repeat that behaviour, they lack the ability to understand what they are doing to you. And even if they do have the ability to understand what they are doing to you, they lack the empathy to care for how it affects you. Whether they love you or whether they don't love you, they do not care for you in the way that you care for them. And the dynamics of that relationship is never going to work. It's only ever going to hurt you. You can't go to a narcissist and find out whether they ever loved you, because a narcissist world is often built on gaslighting, denial, manipulation and lies. However, you can recognise, you can learn to recognise, once you remove the brain fog and remember things that how they actually happened and recognise their gaslighting, you can recognise that how they are treating you is not how somebody who cares for you would treat you. How they are treating you is not how you would treat somebody that you loved. Go no contact, limited contact, or grey rock. Leave them to go and live their life. Whether you are angry at them, whether you're holding resentment against them, whether you hope that they do well in their life, depending on what you've been through, depending on what stage you're at. These are all normal emotions that you need to work through. You are not responsible for their mistreatment of you. You are responsible for your recovery. All the feelings you are having are normal, and they are for you to listen to, work through, and move past the past so you can use your present to start creating your future. Start today writing down 3 things that you would like out of your life, and then start working on ways to achieve these things. Start doing those hobbies that you always enjoyed doing that the narcissist wouldn't let you do because they either accused you of cheating on them, or they exhausted you, sleep deprivation, they financially abused you so you couldn't afford to no longer do those things. Start doing those hobbies that you always wanted to do so you can start meeting people, and take it slow. Get to know people for who they truly are. Yes, a narcissist love bombing is very, very similar to the excitement of a new relationship. Why it's so easy to fall for it. If something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. Doesn't mean you have to walk straight out. It just means slow it down and take your time. If anyone has any advice or any thoughts on whether a narcissist loves people or not, please do add that in the comments. Some people have been through some horrendous things, and I would say those would be the narcissists that do not love others. They only care about getting their own needs met. I shall add in the description the playlist for the manipulation methods a narcissist uses, and I shall also add the video on signs that somebody lacks empathy. Thank you very much for listening, and go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.